Hey guys, it's towniesimbuilds here, and we are back today with another build request. Now this build request was made by PlanwithIvey, who is looking for some kind of art or science museum to add to her world. Now, I could have done a more standard normal museum, but honestly I was so excited for the upcoming spooky season, and I was really getting in the mood to do some more mysterious types of builds for your Sims. So with that, I designed a Museum of the Paranormal. Now this video will contain some spooky stories, so I definitely want to give you guys a heads up. But without further ado, let's head on over to Willow Creek and check it out. Alright guys, and here we are with a full view of the lot. As promised, we are here in Willow Creek, but we're actually on the very outskirts of town. I figured, not all Sims are going to be into the paranormal. It might be too spooky for some Sims. So I put this lot far away, and it's nestled perfectly here for anybody who wants to check it out. Now this build actually went through 3 different shells. I was really having a hard time finding the right look for this type of museum, but I did go with a more traditional neoclassical build. And for some reason, I was very compelled to have this large circular room as the main entrance. But I do think it came out pretty nicely. It does have a very ornate ceiling that you guys will see very shortly. And what I love about those glass ceilings is that it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful playing in game when the light kind of shines through and casts all those very intricate shadows. Just a really cool feature. You guys can also see some of those sci-fi posters lit up. I love doing this with outdoor lights. If you guys ever want to light an object up at night, those little lights right there will definitely do the trick for you. Now moving back, I didn't want this museum to be a straight up square, so I did cut out a little courtyard area for your Sims. So if you want to take a break from all the weirdness and mystery, you can definitely, come out here, relax on the bench, or even play a round of chess. Zooming out, we're going to take a look at the lot in different forms of lighting. Now, it's been a while since I did a night tour, so I'll definitely be touring this lot in the nighttime, but we'll take a look at the morning view. Here's the view in the afternoon. Take it back to the evening, and then finally back at night, where we will take a look inside. So starting off with the first floor, we do enter a lot of very interesting spaces for your Sims to explore. Now, this is just a quick view of the front entrance from the outside, but upon going through those 2 scrollwork doors, you do enter the front desk / reception area. Now, in a museum, this would typically be the place where you get your ticket, or maybe you pick up a pamphlet or 2 about some of the exhibits. And of course, this area is pretty ornate. It does have that big central sigil, if you will, from Realm of Magic. And we do have more of those really cool get-together banners as well. You do see a view of the courtyard outside, which I showed you guys earlier. And entering this room here, this is one of the main exhibition rooms. Now this room is themed more towards the supernatural, with ghosts and spirits, if you will. And the main attraction here is this witchcraft exhibit, as you guys can see. This one uses a lot of content from Realm of Magic. It was super fun designing this pseudo-magic living room type of space. And interestingly, I designed the female model to be modeled after Marie Laveau, who is in fact a real-life voodoo priestess that some people believe is still alive to this day. Now this area of the exhibit features cursed objects. If you guys have explored this side of YouTube and TikTok, these should definitely be familiar. Now I don't obviously have exact cursed objects in this room per se, but there are things like the doll that represent Annabelle and Robert the doll, who in fact have dangerous spirits inside of them, and the boxes being a reference to Dybbuk boxes, which are part of Jewish culture and do supposedly contain malicious spirits. We do have some really nice paintings. This one was from City Living. I thought she could be maybe a famous witch or a priestess, or maybe even a sorceress, if you will. And over here we do have this really creepy base game painting that I always love, with this shadowy man playing the piano. And we do have another statue from Get Together. I don't know who this man could be. He could be some kind of monster hunter, some kind of paranormal investigator from the past. But I really love that sculpture, so I did want to include it. Here's just a view of the sitting area and portrait viewing area as well. And circling back around, we will take a look at the other side of the exhibit. Now, this area is definitely more themed around cryptids, and if you guys don't know what cryptids are, they are essentially creatures that have not been fully explained or examined by science. They have a more mythical lore to them. And obviously the showcase here is Bigfoot. Bigfoot is known obviously by different names. Some people call him Sasquatch. He can also be known as skunk ape in the south. And he does have a relative known as the Yeti, which I believe is somewhere in Asia. I want to say Tibet. Moving over here is my attempt at the chupacabra. Now, this creature is absolutely terrifying. It is very common in Mexico, but it's also seen throughout the southwestern United States. And it does have a very notorious role in the killing of farm animals, supposedly. And for the last exhibit, we have a makeshift unicorn. I didn't have a good base for a horse, but I thought, hey, maybe ancient cultures worship the unicorn, So I tried my best to make one for you guys. Over here is a painting of what I interpret to be a golem. It kind of reminds me of the BFG from Ronald Dahl, if you guys know that. And the final painting is a spooky portrait of the wilderness. Moving up to the second floor now, we do leave a lot of that exhibition space behind, but we still have some really cool displays left to check out. So this is just a view of the main staircase leading up. And originally I was going to have the bathrooms downstairs, but I thought, hey, they fit fairly well up here. They are small, but they do serve their purpose, and they are gender neutral for ease of use. Now, a feature I did really enjoy were these glass ceilings, and these glass ceilings do mirror that seen on the outside dome. And I knew going into this I didn't have enough content to do another exhibition space, but I thought, hey, these are really nice architectural elements to include on the second floor. Moving into this room, we enter the alien exhibit. Now, whether or not you guys believe in aliens, the concept of aliens has been rampant in our sci-fi pop culture. We have, reported sightings of Roswell, of UFOs, the infamous Area 51. So I thought this was a really great way to include that. Now, the paintings, I just pretended to be alien DNA samples. I guess we could only dream of seeing something like this right now, but I thought they were a really fun touch to the display room. Finally, closing off is the land of the gnomes. Gnomes are obviously infamous in Sims culture, but in real life there are a lot of equivalents. We have the duendes of Latin American culture, and we also have ones called changelings from Irish culture, which supposedly take the place of children sometimes. It's pretty creepy lore, but I thought this Sims version was more fun and lighthearted, but there are definitely a lot of mysteries behind these strange little creatures. Finishing off the room, we do have some paintings from city living, and I don't know the exact influences behind these per se, but I thought they were very colorful and whimsical and fit the overall exhibit of the gnomes themselves. Perhaps like a magical treehouse or a door to the fairy world, if you will. Finally, we have a view of the main dining area. Now, these areas are usually common in museums themselves. There is normally a smaller cafe type of place to grab a bite. So I did want to include just that. We do have that nice sigil in the middle there. We do have the nice light coming through the dome. And we make use of more great get-together objects with the coffee/pastry stand. And of course, if you don't want to tend the bar yourself or hire an NPC, you can always grab a bite from these conveniently placed vending machines. So looking at the lot as a whole, this lot in fact is a 40 by 30 lot, so it's definitely not too big. It can certainly fit a lot of lots in different Sims 4 worlds. This lot type is obviously set to a museum, so it's perfect for Sims wanting to view art or check out different kinds of exhibits. And in terms of packs, of course, we always use base game, but we do use Get to Work, Get Together, City Living, and Realm of Magic. Now, there is technically a fifth pack, which is the Holiday Celebration pack, but as always, this pack is free, so you don't need to worry about buying it. Alright guys, and that is a wrap on the Museum of the Paranormal. As always, I love hearing all of your thoughts and feedback in the comments. And PlanwithIvey, if you're watching, I really hope you did enjoy this weird, mysterious museum. But if you're looking for something more traditional, I definitely have plans for that in the very near future. Now, if you guys like weird, spooky, Halloween type of builds, and you do want to recommend one coming up in the month of October, definitely let me know in the comments. I really love to hear all of your thoughts and suggestions. Alright, and with that, this has been towniesimbuilds signing off. Thanks so much for watching, guys.